All right, Shalom. We want to start by saying, call Allah, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Israel, aka the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim, continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. All right, real quick. So, a bit of a trending topic right now. You have the issue of, the war conflict going on with Russia and Ukraine. And a couple things happened. You had a couple days ago, President Biden, he gave the green light for Ukraine to use long-range missiles. Use long-range missiles against Russia, and they were Western made. They were Western made. They were Western made missiles, and I believe they came from the UK and the US, right? So they gave so basically you say the Western countries are NATO. So they gave them these weapons some time ago, but they said they weren't allowed to use them at the time. But the other day, I believe Sunday, Biden gave the actual green light. It was this past Sunday. He gave him the green light to use them to strike in deep into Russia. Now they just did it. I think yesterday or Tuesday. I believe Tuesday or yesterday. And Russia just today, it was rumored first. Again, wars and rumors of wars. It was rumored first that it was an ICBM missile that they shot at the Ukraine. Talk about Russia. Now, just come to find out, it wasn't an actual ICBM, but what is it? A MCBM or something like that? A medium range something. But all in all, what's going on is the war is intensifying. Things are getting more violent. Things are getting more they're escalating more every day with this war, whether it be Ukraine, Russia, the small hats in Israel, Palestine, Hezbollah, South Korea, Taiwan. Throughout the whole earth, you're hearing about wars and rumors of war, just as YAHAWASHI said was going to be happening. But now, I believe even the Chinese president even said that the goal is to de-escalate these situations. But these are not the ones to de-escalate. Because this is the will of the Heavenly Father, Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. And he said that he's mustering the host of the battle. So these nations are going to go to war, and these wars are going to happen. Shit, they're already happening, technically. But it's going to be more intensified as the days go on. This is going to get worse by the day. So I have this article, which is from Yahoo News, and other platform of it is Reuters, whatever. And it says, Russia fire experimental ballistic missile at Ukraine, Putin says. There you go. So let's going to dive right into it. No, that was today. Okay, so it says Kiev. Russia fired a hypersonic intermediate range ballistic missile at the city of Dnipro on Thursday, which is today, in response to the US and UK allowing Kiev to strike Russian territory with advanced Western weapons and a further escalation of the 33-month-old war. Russian President Vladimir Putin, in a televised address, said Moscow struck a Ukrainian military facility with the new ballistic missile known as Oreshnik, the Hazel. It says, and warned that more could follow. It says a regional conflict in Ukraine previously provoked by the West has acquired elements of a global character, Putin said in an address to the nation carried by state television after 8 p.m. Moscow time, 1700 GMT. And I believe I caught some of that. If I'm not mistaken, it had to be addressed. I was watching a little bit last night. Okay? And it says a U.S. official said that Washington was pre-notified by Russia shortly before a strike, while another said they had briefed Kiev and other close allies in recent days to prepare for the possible use of such a weapon. It says early on Thursday, Kiev said that Russia had fired early on Thursday, because this is the rumor. it was rumored first that there was an ICBM because Ukraine initially said it was an ICBM. So he says early on Thursday, which was today, Kiev said that Russia had fired an intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, a weapon designed for long-distance nuclear strikes and never before used in war. Though U.S. officials said it was an intermediate-range ballistic missile that has a smaller range. That's right, because they don't need to use an intercontinental ballistic missile because Ukraine and Russia are right by each other. It says, regardless of its classification, the latest strike highlighted rapidly rising tensions in the past several days. Rapidly, it says, regardless of its classification, so no matter what kind of missile it was, the latest strike highlighted rapidly rising tensions in the past several days. So rapidly rising tensions. So I mean, what the Lord said, what the third woe coming quickly. So as the days go on, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. Okay? It says Ukraine fired U.S. and British missiles at targets inside Russia this week, despite warnings by Moscow that it would see such action as a major escalation. See, there go escalation. It said today there was a new Russian missile. All the characteristics, speed, altitude, are of an intercontinental ballistic missile. An expert investigation is currently underway. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky said in a video statement. Ukraine's foreign ministry urged the international community to react swiftly to the use of what it said was the use by Russia of a new type of weaponry. It says a U.S. official speaking on condition of anonymity said Russia likely possesses a handful of the experimental intermediate-range ballistic missiles used in Thursday's strike. Because what did he say? What did Putin say? He said there more can follow. So if Ukraine going to continue to use missiles from U.S., U.K., NATO, Western countries, whatever, Russia said that Russia said that they're inclined to respond back however they see fit, which possibly could be nuclear. It says Ukraine's Air Force said the missile targeted Dnipro in central eastern Ukraine. It was fired from the Russian region of Astrakhan, more than 700 kilometers, 435 miles away. It did not specify what kind of warhead the missile had or what type of missile it was. There was no suggestion it was nuclear armed. It says intermediate-range ballistic missiles have a range of 3,000 to 5,000 kilometers, 1,860 to 3,415 miles. Whether it was an ICBM or IRBM, the range isn't the important factor, said Fabian Hoffman, a doctoral research fellow at Oslo University who specializes in missile technology and nuclear strategy. It said the fact that it carried a MIR-VED, multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicle payload is much more significant for signaling purposes and is the reason Russia opted for it. This payload is exclusively associated with nuclear-capable missiles. So they didn't go inching closer to nuclear-armed missiles, man. And it's all the will of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. No one else is saying that their God is doing this, man. But the prophets of who? The men of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI have been saying what? This war is going to go nuclear. It's going to be a thermonuclear war. And as of right now, you got these countries easing closer to a nuclear war. It says Russia also fired a Kunzal hypersonic missile and 7 KH-101 cruise missiles, 6 of which were shot down, the Ukrainian Air Force said. The attack targeted enterprises and critical infrastructure in Dnipro. The Air Force said Dnipro was a missile-making center in the Soviet era. Ukraine has expanded its military industry during the war, but keeps its whereabouts secret. The Air Force did not say what the missile targeted or whether it had caused any damage, but Regional Governor Serhiy Lysak said the missile attack damaged an industrial enterprise and set off fires in Dnipro. 2 people were hurt. It says Ukrainska Pravda, a Kiev-based media outlet, has cited anonymous sources saying the missile was an RS-26 Rybza, a solid fuel intercontinental ballistic missile with a range of 5,800 kilometers, also according to the Arms Control Association. It says a group of glowing projectiles could be seen plummeting to the ground from the night sky in a video published by Come Back Alive, a Ukrainian military charity. It said the video was of Dnipro overnight. The NATO military alliance did not respond to a request for comment. The U.S. European Command said it had nothing on the reported use of an ICBM and reported questions to the U.S. Department of Defense. Some military experts said the missile launch, if confirmed, could be seen as an act of deterrence by Moscow following Kiev's strikes into Russia with Western weapons this week, after restrictions on such strikes were lifted. So that's what Biden did. That's what Biden allowed this past Sunday. And a couple of days ago, that's when they did it. Ukraine attacked Russia with the long-range missiles from the U.S. and the U.K. and NATO or whatever. It says, Russian war correspondents on Telegram said an official speaking on condition of anonymity said Kiev fired British Storm Shadow cruise missiles into Russia's Kursk region bordering Ukraine on Wednesday, which was yesterday. It says Russia's defense ministry, in its daily report of events over the previous 24 hours on Thursday, said air defenses had shot down 2 British Storm Shadow cruise missiles, but did not say where. Britain had previously let Ukraine use Storm Shadows only within Ukrainian territory. It says Ukraine also fired U.S. ATA-CMS missiles into Russia on Tuesday, after U.S. President Joe Biden gave the all clear to use such missiles in this way, 2 months before he leaves office and Donald Trump returned to the White House. Putin on Tuesday lowered the threshold for a nuclear strike in response to a broader range of conventional attacks. Trump has said he will end the war without saying how, and has criticized billions of dollars in aid for Ukraine under Biden. The warring sides believe Trump is likely to push for peace talks, not known to have been held since the war's earliest months, and are trying to attain strong positions before negotiations. Moscow has said the use of Western weapons to strike Russian territory far from the border would be a major escalation in the conflict. Kiev says it needs the capability to defend itself by hitting Russian rare bases used to support Moscow's February 2022 invasion. So now February of 2025 is approaching, which means what? The 3-year mark is approaching for the Russian-Ukrainian conflict or war, what have you. And that's pretty much it. So they attacked them with a what they call it again? It says a hypersonic intermediate range ballistic missile. So it's an IRBM instead of an ICBM. So, it's still for closer range, because, Ukraine and Russia are right by each other. But that just goes to show that they're intensifying and escalating the use of weaponry. Because soon enough, it is going to be ICBMs. Because what? They're going to go to war with America. Russia and America, China, North Korea, Iran, all these countries, they're all going to go to war together, man. You got America testing out ICBMs. You had North Korea just test out an ICBM a couple weeks ago. So what do we talk? The Lord, that's what the Lord said, prepare war. All right. Let's get a couple scriptures. So it's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 3, and it says, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and the end of the world?" So they're asking YAHAWASHI, what should be the sign of thy coming? What should be the end of the world? And I'm going to jump down to verse 6. And it says, matter of fact, I'm going to read verse 4 as well. It says, "And YAHAWASHI answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you." Right? But when you jump down to verse 6, it says, "And you shall hear war of wars and rumors of wars." Now, wasn't it rumored that Russia used the ICBM, but it turns out it wasn't an ICBM? Because Ukraine actually said it was an ICBM. America later in the West later said that it wasn't an ICBM. And now, as I read the article, it said that Russia notified the U.S. prior to doing it, or a little before doing it. But all in all, they still struggling with a very powerful missile. Okay? And it says, "Ye shall have wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Because what? It's not going to just end with this. This is going to continue to escalate and escalate and escalate. They still got to bring out the MOTB. Brother just posted in our group chat something with I think they said they want to sell all the gold and silver for crypto or something to that, for Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin is cryptocurrency, I guess. So they already they're getting the beast system ready, all this digital shit, digital transactions, CBDC, cashless. You got medical facilities having a cashless policy now. This is all and this is all prophecy. This is all in the scriptures. That's why the Lord said, rejoice and be glad when you see these things. Know that your salvation is nigh. Roughly paraphrasing. That's what's about to go down. The Lord is about to deliver his people, starting with the elect of the nation of Israel, of the children of Jacob. And then destroy the rest that's not part of the elect of Israel, and destroy the rest of and destroy these heathens, man. And take these heathens out the power seat, and take these heathens from ruling over us. That's what the Lord is about to do. That's why all this is happening. That's why these nations, these Gentiles, they keep talking about, oh, yeah, we wanted to de-escalate it. We want to ceasefire. We want to come to negotiations. But this is a negotiation. The Lord has negotiated and said that you motherfuckers going to go to war. It says, verse 7, it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. And you just had an earthquake in Cuba. I believe like a 6.8 earthquake right there in Cuba, like, what that, yesterday, I believe. Either yesterday or Tuesday. You had a major earthquake, it was like a 6.8 in Cuba. After they just getting the shit kicked out of them over there with other storms. I forget what they had, like hurricanes or some shit like that. So the Lord is out here getting busy out here, man. The Lord is showing his works and showing his power and showing that his word is faithful and true. And with the things that he said were written aforetime for our learning, we're going to come to pass in these days. These are the last days. But it says, and for nation shall rise against nation. Now, isn't Esau, isn't Ishmael, isn't Elam? All these nations are nations of people. And they're all coming against each other every day. And it's getting worse and worse and worse by the day. That's why the Lord said, what? The third woe coming quickly. You see in the article, he said, what? Rapid, what it said, I don't want to butcher it. What it said. Yeah, it said, regardless of his classification, talking about the missile that was shot, it said the latest strike highlighted rapidly rising tensions in the past several days. Rapidly rising tensions. And in verse 8, it says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So these things happen right now. It's only going to get worse out here, man. For internationally and domestically, man. So even in America, man, you had a stab spree that just happened in New York a couple days ago. You got a bunch of shit happening, man. And it's all on real time. This is all reality. This is all the will of YAHAWASHI. No other nation, no other religion, no other doctrine is giving their God praises for the events that's taking place, whether good or bad. Except for what? The promise of YAHAWASHI. So when these things are happening, we say what? Call all YAHAWASHI. All praises to YAHAWASHI, Yahweh in the name of YAHAWASHI. That's who's getting the glory, and he's getting it from his men first, the elect, his remnant. Lord wouldn't hope to be a part of. Because we're supposed to be happy. We're supposed to rejoice in these things happening, man. See, the people that didn't believe in this, they're supposed to be unhappy. They're supposed to go into the house of mourning. This is when the Lord's servants shall rejoice when they see these things. He said, rejoice. Matter of fact, what was that? Damn. So we're gonna go to after that. We're gonna go to the book of Revelation, chapter. Oh shit! Hold up. The book of Revelation. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14, and it reads: "The second war was past, which is the Second World War, which was what, like 1940 something, right? And then a couple years later, them fucking rats went up into the land of Israel. Those Amalekites, those small hats. And now look who's at the forefront of the war again. Fucking Amalek, man. Well, even though America too. But But what does it say? All wars are bankers' wars. Who are the bankers? The Amalekites. So they're the head humans behind all this shit, man. And who's doing having them do what they're doing? Our Lord, though, our power. The Lord said, what? The mind of the heart of the king is in his hands. So the Lord is putting these elites, these presidents, these leaders, these militaries, all these spirits. The Lord is putting the spirit or however he sees fit on whatever, for whatever to take place at that moment, man. And right now, the time we in is in the time of war. All right? It said the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly. So look how fast we got to this World War III, man. And well, you know, you could say like 3 years because, you know, Russia, Ukraine, and then you have with the small hats and the Palestinians and Hezbollah and all that. You got America fighting over there against the Houthis over there in the Red Sea in Yemen, against Yemen. U.S. basically getting attacked over there. They're not even talking about that. But paying attention to this Russia-Ukraine, this conflict is getting spicy. So it's only gonna be a matter of time for the whole thing with Iran and the Amalek and all them motherfuckers get spicy. You got the thing going on with China and Taiwan. You got Philippines and Japan, America sending them shit, weaponry, military aid, what have you. You got all the NATO countries getting together. You got the NATO, you got, I think it was Sweden and Finland telling their citizens to prepare for nuclear war, to stock up in food and water. And this is all happened. This is all within the last few days. This is all within the last few days. Because Sunday, Biden gave the green light for Ukraine to be able to use the long-range missiles to use deep into Russia. Ukraine did that a couple days ago. I think it's what, Tuesday? Tuesday, they attacked Russia with U.S.-made missiles, and then Wednesday, they attacked them with UK-made missiles. And then today, well, Thursday, Russia fired with the IRCM. So we think that this is going to, like, what people think is about to happen here? And the Lord said the third woe coming quickly. Oh, might as well get Joel. So we have here now the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9, and it reads, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, prepare war. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, and what the brothers have been doing for years. Proclaiming, telling like, yo, y'all about to go to war. And then when y'all go to war, and y'all start to be at war, YAHAWASHI gonna come back, and then get your asses, man. And it's all going according to the will of Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. No other God. There is no other living God. The Lord said he looked, and there was no God with him. So again, we say what? Call Allah Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Because the Muslims ain't giving Allah no credit for what's happening. The Christians ain't giving Jesus no credit for what's happening. Them Buddhists ain't giving Buddha praise for what's happening. Those fucking wherever fuck them Elamites worship, the East Indians worship, they ain't giving their God no credit. No one's giving their God no credit for the bad times, man. And their God is not giving them an explanation for these bad times. Allah ain't giving no fucking Palestinians no prophecy that these small hats is gonna do what they did to them. Verse 10, it says, beat your plowshares in this Joel 3 and 10, it says, beat your plowshares in the swords and your pruning hooks in the spears, let the weak sound strong. So what? Even with the North Korea, let the weak sound strong. They tested ICBMs, and they said that it was designed to strike the U.S. So here it is, you got little measly North Korea who years ago wouldn't even have dreamed of talking shit to America. But now what? Times have changed. Things change. Some things get devalued. And that's America's that was America's stronghold. That was America's, like, you know, what the word I want to use, you know, the fear and intimidation. Like, the other nations aren't intimidated of America no more, man. Because they see America as a joke. Nothing but a bunch of transmissions, unruly children, bunch of fucking freaks, weirdos. And now you have a bunch of the rich Americans fleeing America. Whether it be in the entertainment world or the business world. all these CEOs stepping down from the companies. You had Ellen DeGeneres or her fucking carpet munching wife. Her wife just moved over there to somewhere in the UK by London. Why everybody getting the hell out of Dodge? Why is everybody leaving America? Is it not everything you wanted once wanted, but is it not everything that you wanted as it was before? Now it's time for war. Now the playtime is over. Now the fun and games will cease. And it's only going to get, the Lord said, well, these are the beginning of sorrows. This only just begun. That's why if you don't have YAHAWASHI on your side, you're done for, man. That's what we hope. We hope for the Lord to hold us down, man, to protect us, be our shield and buckler. We have no other protection. But what other protection do you need when YAHAWASHI is your protection, who controls everything? Okay? It says, verse 11, it says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen. So what? Assemble yourselves. That's what they're doing now, including America. Everybody's assembling themselves for that great day, for the third war that's coming quickly. But don't get it twisted. This is going to be the war to end all wars. There's not going to be other wars after this, man. The Lord said that once the Lord comes back, once he sends YAHAWASHI back, and Israel goes back into the land of Israel, the nation shall learn war no more. Which proves how them small heads over there now are not the real Israelites, not the children of Jacob. Because why? It's still war going on. The nation are learning war more and more every day, as a matter of fact. It says, all ye heathen, it says, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. And verse 12, it says, let the heathen be wakened and come to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And that's what's getting prepped up right now for, man. That's what's being prepared right now. You got America, you got all over in that region. It's going to be a total bloodbath. And America is going to be completely destroyed by thermonuclear destruction by the ICBMs. That's going to be sent from all other parts of the world. Matter of fact, speaking of which, now this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 1, and it reads, the word of the Lord spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Now, when you fast forward the land of the Chaldeans, Babylon, it's talking about America. Because it's talking about in these end times, but what is this place called? The daughter of Babylon, spiritually Sodom and Egypt. All those other empires all wrapped up in one. Because it said what? Esau at the end of the world. So Esau is going to be the last heathen to rule. Before Israel gets his rule back and never loses it again. Because I want to see where it says daughter of Babylon. Matter of fact, yeah. So yeah, it says that. Read that again. So it's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 1, and it reads, the word of the Lord spake against Babylon. Now what? Now, it's not talking about ancient Babylon. It's talking about this Babylon, right? And I'm explaining. Let me get to it. And it says, and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Now, this is in the time of Jeremiah, which is around for the Babylonian Empire, right? And you go down to verse 14. It says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord. Now, in the time of Babylon, they didn't have no arrows that were just going to mass destruct. You didn't have no arrows that could just destroy a land, like the bow and arrow. No. And you have to be real close. You can't shoot a bow and arrow like, you know what I'm saying, across the fucking planet. Right? It says, all ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord. Now remember, this is in the time of Jeremiah, right? So you go down to verse 42. It says, they shall hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel and will not show mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses. Everyone put in array like a man to the battle against the old daughter of Babylon, right? Now that's the Jeremiah, right? But when you go to what's that, Revelation? The fuck? Oh, hold up. Matter of fact, hold up. Bear with me. Let's see something. Because even though, yes, the Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, Babylon the Great are the same. But hold on, I want to see something. Okay, so the daughter of Babylon, yeah, that's right. It's not meant. Okay. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so with that being said, the daughter of Babylon is Babylon the Great, right? So when Jeremiah is saying that in Babylon, the daughter of Babylon shall fall, right? But when we go to Revelation 18, it says what? And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great glory, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Right? So it's talk about, it says this land has been destroyed, it's fallen, and it's become the habitation of devils and the hold of every foul spirit and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird, right? So it become basically like a wasteland, right? And it says verse 3, it says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. See, it's calling Babylon to her, right? The daughter of Babylon. And it said all the nations have drunken the wrath of her fornication. That didn't happen with ancient Babylon. They didn't have that kind of influence to where all the nations were drunk off of the wrath of what they did. That we're talking about now. And at that time, even in Babylon, ancient Babylon, we still knew we were Israelites. Remember, it said at one point, Israel, you were going to be discontinued from your heritage. Edom was going to rule over you. Book of Obadiah. Second Esdras, the 6th chapter. Esau at the end of the world. It talks about the daughter of Babylon. That's not talking, when it says daughter of Babylon, I'm talking about now in America. Only America fits that title. Ancient Babylon doesn't. All the nations wasn't trying to be like the Babylonians. Yeah. But yeah, see, all and everybody's against it. That's why it's going to fall. That's why it's falling. That's why Trump's whole thing was to make America great again. But Babylon will never be great. It was Babylon the Great. It said it's falling. You will no more be the great thing you once were. The horror is about to be taken out. That's it. And Russia, China, North Korea, all these other countries that's in beefing with America right now are going to be the ones to do it. Because this is only going to intensify. It's only going to escalate. It's not going to de-escalate. It may have some times where it might not be that much happening, but it's going to be a time where it's going to be mostly a strong momentum of this war, man. And then they all going to go shoot. They're all going to start to go nuclear. That's what's coming. And with that, Lord Williams is edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honors to the Apostles of Israel, aka the Apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. Shalom.